Hey guys, welcome back to Starcastic Remarks. Alongside Chris, my name is Ryan Chambers. We are two brothers who do this podcast together. We thank DraftKings Sportsbook for being our sponsor as always. Their Pick 6 option is available there. The promo code there is THPN. Dallas Stars get their first regulation loss in what feels like a millennia, Chris, to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Crosby getting a hat trick, Dadonov getting a hat trick, and DeSmith basically standing on his head despite giving up 4 goals. The world is not ending today. To be honest with you, Chris, this is the type of loss that I have expected in the last couple of weeks because of the way the Stars have been playing. Does that make any sense? Being outshot, relying on their goaltending way too much, defense, having turnovers that turn into goals. That happened twice in the third period. What's your initial reaction with this game here today?
Well, it happened 3 times in the third period. That's my initial reaction, is what a collapse by the Stars D-core in the third period, especially from CeCe and Labushkin. I mean, CeCe has the first turnover to give Crosby his goal in the third period to tie it up initially. Then Labushkin toe picks and face plants into the inboards, and that gives them the second tying goal that they had. And then I have no idea where CeCe was going on that play where he runs into Harley to give up the 2-on-1 and the game winner. I mean, that was wild. CeCe had a bad game before those things happened. He only had 17:37 time on ice tonight, which is some of the lowest he's had. Since Miro has been injured, he's taken a big role in this team, and he was bad. I'm downright bad, and that's a scary thing to see. And you do have to give credit to Pittsburgh's forecheck tonight. The forecheck was all over the Stars. We couldn't get out of it. That was another part of our defensemen being bad tonight, is they could not pass the puck and get out of their own zone at all. And that led to they allowed 17 shots on goal in the third period for the Penguins. That's pretty horrible.
I thought that they played a really good first period. I thought it was very much back and forth, and despite Pittsburgh basically being out of the playoffs at this point, and they're not mathematically eliminated, but the writing's kind of on the wall there. They didn't play like it. They didn't, and they have played well as of late. I think they're like 6-3-1 in their last 10 before coming into today's game. So, I mean, I expected this game to be tougher for the Stars than maybe some others did, because they are coming in playing really well, and Dallas is not so much playing all that great. But I just think this is the type of win or the type of loss that I think the Stars needed to have, if that makes any sense, because they've been playing this way for 5 weeks, Chris, where just this exact same way, getting outshot 2-1. Outchanced 2-1, basically. I would say. I would guess that if I went and looked at Owen's stuff, they would have a majority of the scoring chances. The Stars were opportunistic today, just like they've always been. They've been able to rely upon their power play today. They even relied upon an outstanding performance by Evgenii Dadonov today, but it still wasn't enough. And this is against a team that is not gonna make the playoffs. We're not going to see this team in the playoffs. And if we're playing against a team a team like this, I mean, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer or anything like this, but this can be a wake up call for the Stars moving forward.
Yeah, for me, the real scary thing is the defensive part. I mean, this is what I thought the defense would start looking like when Miro first went down. And for the most part, it hasn't. But, man, tonight, I mean, you can feel missing Miro in a game like this, because couldn't get out of the zone the entire time, especially that third period. I mean, when we should be going, other than the Dadonov goal, and maybe there was one other good chance by Rantanen, I think, or at least while Rantanen was on the ice, which, by the way, he was on the ice a ton tonight. I think he got 23 minutes time on ice. Outside of that, the Stars didn't really get any offense either. So you're absolutely right. It was opportunistic offense overall, not a ton of pressure, but the Stars have been able to win like that a lot. But the thing that scares me more is the defense. I mean, you can't blow a lead like that. And it was all there was no setup cycle plays that the Penguins scored on in the third period. It was all quick turnovers in the defensive zone with some really awful plays by Dallas Stars defensemen. So it was individual efforts that really choked this game away.
And specifically, right-handed defenseman, for whatever reason, it was Labushkin and CeCe both in today's game. And I don't know what to go with that from here, but it was a little bit pathetic how they played there in the third period, and just the turnovers that they created for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I don't know where to go from this game.
And creative four is really the key there. I mean, they were unforced as well. Like, Pittsburgh did have a strong forecheck, and they were being forced to make quick plays, but they were absolutely the wrong quick plays. I mean, that CeCe chip at the beginning of the third period, where's he trying to put the puck? I don't think he knows. It was rough. It was not good by those guys.
The other thing that was just bewildering was I thought the Penguins' best period was the second period. Like, they were completely dominating Dallas in the second period in terms of puck possession, in terms of playing time in their own zone. I mean, they were on the Stars. It was ridiculous. And then the Stars shot themselves in the foot with the 3 turnovers in the third. That's really what it was.
I don't think the second period was really that great for Pittsburgh. They had offensive zone time, yeah, but the Stars defense wasn't really giving them hardly any chances. Like, through the first 2 periods, Pittsburgh was really not getting anything interior other than the first Crosby goal. That was the best chance they had the entire first 2 periods, I thought. But in the third there, I don't know why, but the Stars just choked the puck over and over and over again.
So let's talk about some positives here, because there obviously were a lot of positives. I mean, Casey DeSmith was bewildering again. It was DeWall again here today. He did not deserve this loss today. The only 2 people that didn't deserve the loss today were Dadonov and DeSmith in particular. So I guess if your last name starts with a D, you didn't deserve to lose today.
Yeah, those were really good. I thought Dadonov, I mean, what was he on, a 17-game goal drought? And then he scores 3 here tonight. And you could feel the confidence as soon as that first one went in. He was jumping up. Good on DeBoer to throw the line together of him, Johnson, and Rantanen at the end of the game there. Those 3 players looked most dangerous for the Stars. And Rantanen absolutely can play that many minutes. He's done it before in Colorado. So I liked seeing that, since no one else on the Stars could really get anything going offensively. But yeah, and nothing else ever really broke through for anyone other than Dadonov.
I really did like when he did that, and it was talking about Pete DeBoer, because he realized that it wasn't clicking all game. It didn't feel like. So he took Rantanen off that top line, kind of. He kind of double shifted.
He just played both lines, yeah.
he basically was, yeah. And then Wyatt Johnston playing with Dadonov there. That was. I mean, the 3 of those guys, when they had a couple of shifts together, they looked really dangerous. And part of it was, yes, Dadonov really feeling it today. He had 2 or 3 chances to get to 4 goals here.
He could have more.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a great game by him overall. He looked great. And obviously, he's not going to keep up that kind of pace. But maybe with a little bit more regularity, we can see him kind of pot in a couple of goals here and there.
Need that kind of confidence, especially if your fourth line is going to have him and Bork and maybe even Granlund as Sagan comes back. Who knows? That fourth line can really be a goal-scoring line. So hopefully he can keep that confidence.
And then really the one who deserves a lot of accolades here today is Casey DeSmith, who he continues to rack up 30-plus save performances when he really probably shouldn't. And I understand the whole argument about a lot of these teams that have been coming in here have been kind of getting mostly perimeter shots, and I agree with you about that in the second period, Chris. But Pittsburgh was controlling the game at that point, but that's not sorry. I'm not trying to get off on that tangent. He had a lot of grade A saves here today, including some where it was a complete chaoticness around his net. He was so shallow in his net, and he's still able to make a save with his shoulder, or he makes a really good glove save, or he stops a pass from getting to Rust when Crosby was trying to go backdoor on him, or whatever. There were numerous examples of Casey DeSmith today really saving the Stars bacon.
Yeah, chaotic is the right word there. That's much more how he plays as opposed to Otter, and it's really obvious compared to Otter, who really relies on size and positioning. DeSmith is definitely willing to be a little bit more athletic, to put it nicely, whenever he's trying to make some wacky saves.
A couple of other players that I just kind of noticed. I didn't know if you noticed anything specific that's kind of off the radar a little bit. Liam Bischel, I thought he was fantastic today. I thought he was one of the Stars' best defensemen. And specifically where I noticed him is in places where I haven't noticed him before, Chris, and it was specifically on the zone exits.
Yep.
When he was on his side of the ice and the puck was on the opposite side, on the right side, it always seemed like 2 or 3 or 4 times he was an option, and he skated up to allow that puck to get out cleanly out of his own zone. And in some cases, he even went down deep into the offensive zone and was acting as a forechecker. And, with Hintz backing him up or whoever. So I thought he had a really good game today in terms of how he was playing, zone exits, stuff like that. And we saw a little bit of his physicality here today too, but not in the same instances as we've seen in the past. I thought he had a really, really fantastic game.
Yeah, I think you're dead on with the zone exits. He was using his feet a lot more and relying on himself to get the puck out of the zone rather than getting it off to Dumba, where that's not his strong suit. So I think he needs to learn from that and use that on that pairing moving forward. It made both of them look good. I mean, Dumba looked good tonight as well, probably because he didn't have to have the puck in his own end very much. So he needs to use his size, protect the puck, skate out of the zone like he did tonight. I thought it was a really great game by him. I thought he was pretty physical. He had 3 hits again tonight. I just thought it was a solid game overall, and coach rewarded him as well. He had 18 minutes time on ice tonight, which beat CeCe and
more than
almost
CeCe.
beat Labushkin here, who both had rough games.
Good. Well, I mean, so right there shows that, at least from the eye test, not having any stats to back that up, that's an easy one to look at, that the coach agreed with us and the fact that Bischel had a really good game. I'm just curious if you have it in front of you, what was Harley's time on ice today?
Harley got 24-15, so he was up there.
He was up there more than normal compared to the last couple of games. And then one other player that I noticed, not as much as I did Bischel. I thought Bischel was fantastic today. I really did. I wish he could play like that every game. Like if he plays like that every single time, he should be playing top 4 minutes. The other player that I thought did really well today in a limited role was Maverick Bork. I noticed him several times here this evening with in terms of his forecheck, kind of forcing the puck to stay longer into the offensive zone. And he also made some really good defensive plays here in the game today too. I don't know if you saw anything specific from Maverick Bork, but what did you think?
Yeah, I think he was solid. His recent play on the PK, I think, is going to be really huge, and it's going to be a good way to be able to keep him on the roster when Seguin comes back, if he can kill penalties, because we want to have that skill and that finish on the fourth line to make it really dangerous offensively. And if he's able to do those defensive roles as well, it's even more easy to keep him out there.
Okay, that's basically all I noticed here in today's game, Chris. Is there anything you want to point out or stick out there that we haven't talked about?
Robo and Hintz need to be better in a game like tonight. I mean, when there's no offense coming, it's got to be your top guys that can generate stuff. And it felt like they were not able to generate any really great chances. And I think they need to be harder on the puck when they're having difficulty like that. It needs to get to the net. They need to crash the net and almost bowl the goalie over trying to ram a puck through. And it didn't feel like they had that tenacity on the puck tonight. And that's got to improve whenever your offense is having a tough time.
And especially they made that known on the ESPN broadcasts where they put up the graphic about the Stars top line versus the Penguins top line. I think the Penguins had like 5 points at that point and I think 9 shots. And then the Stars top line had 3. And I think 2 of them were Mikko Rantanen. So it just was not a good game in terms of points wise for that top line. Do we see like a different combination of forward lines with Jamie Benn being out?
I don't think so. I think it's going to go back to what it was before Ben went out. They did say before the game that Ben is likely to play tomorrow, so that'll be good. But yeah, I think it'll go back the way it was. It's just Rope and Robo need to play better. I mean, it's tough to say it like that, but they didn't play good tonight.
And then we got to get this in perspective here a little bit too, Chris, in the fact that they both of those guys have been utterly ridiculous for the last month.
They have,
but
for sure.
But and at the same time, you got to have guys like Dadonov who not necessarily have to come out and score a hat trick, but it's good to have contributions from your bottom six guys like that. But the thing that is killing this team right now is just their overall compete, and that sometimes the defense is just absolutely killing us, and we're relying too much upon our goaltending. And I want to do this quote for you, Chris, because I think I was going to save this, but I think it fits into what I'm talking about. This is from Pete DeBoer, Savannah, with the quote here. I thought they were a hungrier team than us tonight, which shouldn't be the case, but I just thought from the face-off battle to individual puck battles, they were hungrier than we were. And that was the one word that popped into my mind at the end of the game when the third period bell went off. I was like, they were just hungrier than the Stars today.
Yeah, their forecheck was great. They beat the Stars' face-off percentage 57-42, which is really bad for the Stars. And yeah, the big thing for me still is just how our defensemen collapsed in that third period. 3 individual horrible plays, and the Penguins capitalized on all of them. So that's the key for me here. And hopefully they don't keep doing that, because you keep doing that, you don't have Miro Heiskanen in the lineup, it's going to be tough. It's hard to score 5 goals, which is what the Stars would have had to do to win this game.
Sorry, I was muted. That was with them consistently scoring over 4 goals a game lately, too. That's the other thing. This is Thomas Harley. He apparently was very emotional in the post-game interview. That's what Sam Nessler of DLLS said. This is his quote from on that particular play on the game-winning goal for Pittsburgh. Try to outskate their F1. F1 is the first forechecker going into the zone. Got a body on me, lost the puck, thought I was just going to take it and regroup. Me and CeCe run into each other, lack of communication, and then I go and play a 2-on-1 like a dip S-word. My job's to take away the pass. I let them have it. Sorry, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. You're the team's best defenseman. It's a 2-on-1, and you let the pass get across. I mean, he absolutely didn't do his job either. So I think he played a good game tonight, but that was not clutch in a chance that he had to make a big play for the Stars. So I agree with Harley saying that he was bad.
So let's kind of wrap this up into a bow, and then I got one question in terms of the standings for you, and then I know you got to go because you got a Texas Stars game today. The way that I'm kind of taking this game here today is that it's just a really, really bad game in terms of turnovers from the defense. The goaltending continues to be excellent, and they just have to play better and figure out a different way to play than the way they've been doing the last 5 weeks. That's just my summation of what they need to do. And it needs to be better than it was tonight. And I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I mean, how can you be? This is their first regulation loss in almost 11 games. So it's okay. In terms of, I'll let you have it, then I'll ask my question. Go ahead.
I lost it, but the defensemen need to be better. That's my summation. Is like, if you take away the stupid plays that they made, the Stars still win this game. And I agree they didn't play their best, but they still could have won this game even with not playing their best if it wasn't for those stupid plays by a couple of individuals.
Okay, one last question, and then biggest winner, biggest loser. In terms of them finding their way as the number 1 seed in the Central Division, does this hurt their chances and is completely gone again? Or is there still an opportunity for Dallas to not have to play Colorado in the first round?
It's not completely gone, but it is going to be very difficult because the Jets are playing Utah tonight. So they're already looking at a 4-point gap probably going to extend to 6. And yeah, both teams don't have the hardest finish to the season, so it's probably going to be a lot of winning for both teams.
Okay, biggest winner, biggest loser. Who you got?
Evgenii Dadonov. That is absolutely insane. Came out of nowhere, and I mean, that's an awesome game. Really want him to bottle some of that up and carry it into the playoffs, because I mean, that's a player that can make a big time goal for you, like especially on the road when your top line is getting matched up against. He's a guy that can make a massive goal at some point.
I feel like a broken record saying this, but like it makes me think about Tampa Bay, their third line when they won their 2 cups. Oh my goodness, I can't remember their names. Yanni Gord, Barclay Goodrow, and then the third guy, I can't believe I forget his name, Blake Coleman. And they were just so instrumental in that cup run for them. Dadonov could be one of those guys in that same way. And so, yes, I agree with you, Chris. Since you took the obvious one, I'll give it to Casey DeSmith. He didn't deserve this loss today. He played lights out and has, I would say he's played better than a lot of the starting goaltenders in the NHL in the last couple of months here. He's had ridiculous stats, and he really did not deserve the loss here today. So he's my biggest winner. Who's your? I wonder who's the biggest loser, Chris.
Cody CeCe. That was terrible, and everyone's gonna see him running into Harley for no reason on that play, first of all. But I mean, the one in the beginning of the third period is like almost just as bad. Like seriously, go back and watch that. See how CeCe goes back into the zone, and it's just a lazy nothing play. He chips the puck to nobody. I have no idea what his thought process is there. And then it's pretty easy for the Penguins after that. Like, I know it's good, quick passing, but there's no one in between them and the net. So he played really bad tonight. And which really sucks because he's been so good for the Stars pretty much up until just tonight. I thought he has been great, consistently playing 20 minutes. And this looks like the Edmonton Cody CeCe.
Oh, that's scary. Think about that. The other one for me, I'll give it to Labushkin. Right, that I don't know. Yeah, and that's not really what I'm all worried about, and that aspect, because that does happen, but it was just his overall play here today was just not up to his normal specifications of how he's been playing, especially with basically being on that top pairing with Thomas Harley, with Miro being out for a long time now. So
it's pretty wild for both of those guys to have bad games and then individually make such bad plays as well that all end up as goals. So yeah, that was wild by those two.
And Harley takes some blame for that too. He was very upset about the end of the game there too. So that's interesting that he took so much blame on himself.
Well, he's a high quality player. He's one of the best defensemen in the league, and he had a chance to make a big play. So I 100% get that from him. I honestly love that he feels so badly about that, because I mean, we're looking at the game and it's like, well, yeah, you just got ran into and it was a 2-on-1. Goals happen on 2-on-1s. And he's thinking, I have a chance to make a big play and break up this 2-on-1, and I didn't do it. So that's a great mindset for him to have. I'm very happy he has that. And yeah, if you are the Stars' best defenseman, I think you probably should make a big play there, and he didn't. So hopefully that's a learning moment, and he can take that into the playoffs.
The nice thing is for the Dallas Stars is they can turn around immediately and do the same thing against the Wild, but this time win. This is a huge opportunity for them too. This is actually a team that will be in the playoffs. They're probably going to be the second wild card there, but this is a really big chance for Dallas to show that today's game was just kind of a wackadoodle moment, and it was a once in a 82 game season thing, and it's not going to happen again. So I expect to see a much better game out of all of the Dallas Stars, but especially the D-Corps tomorrow afternoon against the Wild, 2:00. That game will be on TNT for those of you that are interested in watching it there. Chris, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Have fun at the Texas Stars game. Hopefully they play better than the Dallas Stars did.
Big game for the Texas Stars. They're playing the second in division Admirals. They're first. They're 4 points ahead of them. So if y'all want to check out another good hockey game starting here in about an hour and a half, go check out the Texas Stars.
It seems to be a thing the last several years. There's always been Milwaukee and the Texas Stars. It seems like the last 2 or 3 seasons.
A little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. All right. Well, thank all of you for following along with us live. If you have been, there's even more that are listening afterwards. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook. That promo code is THPN. Starcasticremarks.com is the website. Starcasticremarksshop.com is the merch store if you'd like to support us in what we do. Speaking and supporting us of what we do, if you want to become a Who Cares Club member, that's for $5 a month. You get some exclusive little perks there. That's mostly just to help us keep the lights on here at the podcast, as it's gotten a little bit more expensive to do things here. But as always, make sure you follow us on social media. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you may be listening on the audio side. And if you're watching on YouTube, click like and subscribe, and then hit that notification bell. Alongside Chris, my name's Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hope y'all have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever the stars play again. I don't know where I was going with that. Wherever you are listening, we'll be back with you guys again tomorrow afternoon when the Stars take on the Minnesota Wild. Thank you, guys.